All right. So I have with me Minister Brian Kuffour. Yeah. He's an amazing gospel minister. I've been following him for a while. Today I get to have him in my studio.
All right.
Charlie, welcome Osofo.
Thank you so much, sir. Privileged.
How's the year been for you?
It's still a very new year, so
Okay.
we are still hoping and praying and preparing for the amazing year that's ahead of us.
Wow. But how was 2024?
For me, 2024 was a very good year for me. So, in 2024, the Lord was good to me in so many ways. I recorded my first album and released my first album in 2025. I started my first live concert, that's the Ovation concert, in 2024. So 2024 was quite a good year for me.
Wow. So, talking about your album, what were some of the highlights in the preparation to recording the album?
Okay, and before that, my little girl also turned 1 last year. So
Okay.
yes, God was good to me. Yeah. So coming to preparation towards the album, the highlight of the preparation towards my album was having my mentor and my boss, Minister Joe Metal, come for rehearsal. You know, it's a humbling experience, and it was my highlight because you don't easily get them coming. I mean, for rehearsal like that, but someone like Joe is always, I mean, down to earth and always willing to be there to boost your morale. So it was a morale booster. It was inspiring for me, and it's also a learning curve for me as well. So that was my highlight.
Wow. How long have you known Minister Joe?
Oh, I've known Joe for a very long time. Yes, Minister Joe. Both of us are from Assemblies of God. So the first time I met him was at Assemblies of God Youth Camp, and then I also met him again at my university choir. That's Assemblies of God Campus Ministry, the Melodious Missionaries. Yes, so I met him there, and since then it's been a good relationship. I've loved his ministry and I've been blessed by his ministry, and I just adore his ministry. So since then it's been a good relationship back to back. Yes.
Wow. So how will you describe him in one word? How will you describe Minister Joe in one word?
Oh, incredible. Yes, he's just an incredible person. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's talk about you. Let's start from your upbringing. Yeah, where were you born? By the way, are you related to the ex-president?
Hey, this question. I get it every day, including today and right now. So, yes, I'm related to him because he was my ex-president. Yes, definitely. And we all have the same surname. So I can say I'm related to him, but I don't have close ties to him, even though I was named after someone, and the cousin of my father. So, yes, the ex-president is in the line of the cousin of my father. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's nice. That's nice. So tell me more about your upbringing, where you were born, where you grew up, and your first encounter with music as a kid.
All right. So I was born in the Ashanti region of Ghana. So my mom is from Kwadaso, and my dad is from Bonyue.
Wow.
So, but I didn't grow up there. I grew up in Accra. That was when I was raised. I moved to, my parents moved to Accra when I was just 2 years old. Yes, 2 years old. So my upbringing was in Accra. So I came to learn. I came to go at Accra, and in Accra, I saw my parents sing at church and with band, with a GBC band and a couple of gospel music ministers. So my dad was actively in music. Yes, he had an album as well. So my dad has been an active musician for a long time, and my mom was his backup vocalist for a very long time as well, and they did church and all that. So I was being carried along to all nights, my father's recording sessions in the studio and all that. Yes, so that has been my journey from childhood. Yeah.
Oh, that means you were exposed to music very early from childhood.
So yes, from a very tender age, I was exposed to music. And you know, when your dad sings, I don't know how that works, but automatically everybody also presumes and assumes that you must also sing because your father is a musician. So whenever it was Children's Day or anything of that sort, you'll be forced to sing, whether you like it or not, because your parents sing. Wow. So that's where we got our starts from. Yeah.
Wow. Do you have other siblings who also sing?
Oh yeah, I have siblings who have tried singing. Yes, my sisters have tried singing, but it's not easy for them. Yeah, when they see this video, they won't be happy. But yes, but my kid brother is also doing well. He is a musician as well. He plays the instruments and also sings as well. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. So, okay, so what's the name of your father? Just to give a reference, if an older person who might have known your dad.
Okay, so like I'm saying, I'm not sure you even know his name when I say, but he's Stephen Che. He used to sing with Kuffour Abraham, okay. And then you see they were always in the background, so okay. You hardly get to know them. But his name is Stephen Che Menu. Yes.
Wow. Wow, it's with Professor Kuffour Abraham, and wow, that's nice. That's nice. Wow. So so you started singing in children's service and all that. So how did you transition from being a kid and then where you find yourself now?
Okay, so like I said from the beginning, we started by following our parents and being called upon randomly because your parents sing at church when the students they will be forced to. Then we moved to school. When it's worship time, you get to sing because they also know your parents sing. And you know, sometimes that might be what we thought, but sometimes the teachers also see beyond us as kids. So we had the opportunity to be leading worship and all that whilst in JHS. And when we got to SS, that's when the whole thing really began. I had a lot of interest in singing, you know, even though I was doing other things. You know, my main interest growing up was football. Wow. I was just good at it. I played almost all of my school's team. I played the primary school's team, secondary school team and all that. So it was my main focus. But in secondary school, I got to join. I began to love music a lot. So I got to join two choirs, the school band and the school choir. I attended a Catholic school, so we were doing more of the classical music, and I loved it. So one way or the other, so I joined it. And then I was also part of the school band. That's where the interest really grew. So at a point, I began to love more of the music than the football itself. Wow. So I even dropped out of the school team to focus on the music. But while I was in school, there were two friends who were, you know, they were more interested in the singing than myself. So there was one guy who had a relation with Ohima Messi, and there was another guy called Enoch who was also very good. They asked that we form a group and begin to write songs. I was like, what is songwriting? I didn't have any idea about writing songs, even though I saw my dad in the studio recording songs and all that. So I felt it was a bother to me. So, but these guys will persist. You are in your dormitory and then you are called. Right, let's go. And then 3 of us go and chug somewhere and write all sorts of things that we are writing songs. But I mean, that was the place where I got to learn. They influenced me a lot. And in fact, one of the songs that we wrote during secondary school is on my debut album, Don't Bury My. Yes. So that was one of the songs we wrote way back in secondary school. Yeah.
Wow. Which secondary school did you attend?
Oh yeah, Pope John Secondary School.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
The best secondary school in the whole world.
I mean, we hear, but we don't hear. Oh, okay. Wow. And how did you transition into uni music-wise?
So before I got to uni, we had started this non-denominational group back at home. So I was music director at a very tender age in my church choir, and also we had started a non-denominational group called TM Cube way back. So when I entered uni, there was one lady who was in my church choir, and she was already in the uni, so she knew that I know how to sing. So she was on me to join the university choir. That's the AGCM choir. So my first day at rehearsal, and I was like, hey, where am I? Because the kind of sound that was coming out whilst I was on my way to the venue, whilst where the choir rehearsed, was just something else. It was like a CD being played. I was like, no, this is not my place. So I ran back to my hostel, and this lady persisted and came to call me. She was way ahead of me, so she brought me back to the space, and I realized then that, wow, there's a lot for me to learn. I mean, there's a lot for me to learn, because the kind of people and the kind of voices that were coming, I was like, hey, are these Ghanaians? Because in my local church, the kind of songs that we used to do compared to what they were doing, there was huge difference. So there I decided to learn, and that's what I did. That was where I got to learn everything that I know right now. I got to learn the dynamics of music and meet a lot of people, gospel musicians, because during those times, very top gospel musicians loved trooping into the university. So I got to meet a lot of top gospel musicians at the university, sang songs that had very difficult compositions, rhythms and then syncopations and all that. So the uni was where everything began for me. That's when I began to realize that I've been called to do this. It was not just something that I had to like to do, but it's something that I've been called to do. Yeah.
Wow. So you were talking about the fact that your first time at the rehearsal, you were feeling a bit intimidated. Wow. So did you have some insecurities that you had to confront to get to where you are?
Oh yeah, definitely. When I got there, like I said, my university choir, university is like a gathering of intellectuals, a group of people who kind of know, so everybody is coming with their know-how. And in the university, once the university, and what I was doing way back at home wasn't abroad for them, and even the locals, they were better no and easy. What I say. So I realized then that no, there's a better way to sing. There's a better way of doing it. And in fact, when they picked those local songs or those songs we were singing at home, and they sing it here, you ask yourself, hey, what is wrong? What is going on here? Because it sounds so much better with a kind of diction and the kind of score, the way the songs have been harmonized, the type of harmony that has been done. You will know that this has been properly done. So I had to deal with the local champion thing, and then get into the groove and get to learn what would be best for me. Yeah.
Wow. When was the first time you were called to lead a song in your uni choir? Do you remember that moment? I mean, thinking of all the wild people around, but you're called that, okay, Brian, come and lead this song. Do you remember that moment?
I can't quite remember, but like I'm saying, my uni choir was filled with a lot of talent. So whenever I had an opportunity to sing, whether it was the first time or not, there was a lot of pressure. There was a lot of, should I say, anxiety, because there were a lot of good people who can equally do or outdo what you are doing. So there was a lot of pressure to deliver and to give off your best. And I think that's what actually made us who we are, because there were a lot of people. So you always want to do something good and something worthwhile so that you get the opportunity to do the song.
Wow. And then so at what moment did you decide that, okay, I just don't want to sing in church, but I want to go into recording and releasing music?
Okay, so like I said, at the uni, I realized that this was more than singing. For me, it was more of a calling, because I felt God's tangible presence anytime I sang, and I was getting revelations of songs. For me, songs are not just mere vocals, but I think that a song is my way of connecting with God, or God speaking to me. Because why hasn't He given the song that He has given me to someone else? That means there's something deeper He wants to do with me. There's something stronger He wants from me or expects from me. So I saw it as a calling, because I was getting songs. I was hearing songs,
wow,
in my spirit. So I began to realize that, no, I've been called, there's a call, and it is calling me actually deeper rather than what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Wow. So when you realized that, did you have any sort of guidance from any mentor as to how to go about it, or how did you shape it and later, realize, okay, this is it, let me serve the public with it?
All right. So like I said, my dad was one of my biggest motivations, because he had already been in music for a long time. So he also saw that I have the gift and I have the calling. So he was always pushing me to sing children's service at church and all that. And when you light a candle, it doesn't matter how small it is, wherever it is, it cannot be hidden.
True.
Light always shines in darkness. All that I'm saying is, when you have a light in you, when you have something in you, those who can connect with it, or those who understand it, can easily connect with it, and these people will want to help you one way or the other. Because I know that there was this man at my church. He was then praise and worship leader at then. He realized the gift, and he was giving me his slots to grow my gift. So in Orthodox churches, there's no one man doing praise and worship there. For them, there's a cluster of people. This today is this one, tomorrow is this one. So sometimes when it is his turn, I was very young, I was still in my teens, he would just call me that, hey guy, tomorrow come and do it in my place. And all those things shaped us up. And why? Because he saw something in me. So maybe some were not very direct, but these are people God used to shape what we had inside of us. And like I said, my university choir also shaped me a lot. It taught me a lot. I got to minister at huge platforms, see incredible people that I could learn a lot from. So people helped us, and then we also learned, knowing the call that we have, we learned as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Did you have any intellectual experience?
None. I never did intellectual because I couldn't join the mass choir. Okay. So like I said, I was kind of very busy when I entered uni. Now I was in the university, my denomination choir, and I, together with a group of people, had started a non-denominational group, TMQ, back at home. So I was going home, to make sure that TMQ was fine, and I was still in my church choir back at home. Okay. I was also going to make sure that they are prepared for Sunday service. Wow. And so there was quite a lot on me, and it didn't give me so much time to be part of the intellectual choir. But I experienced some. Like I go for intellectual, I watch, and it was just an incredible experience. That's what I was saying. The university is just a warehouse for gifts and talents. Yeah.
Can imagine. Which song was the first song you recorded?
All right, the first song I recorded was a medley. Yeah, the first time I recorded was a medley. I remember I had titled it Majin Kwahodo. So it was a series I planned to run every Easter. So every Easter I'll just put songs about the blood, song related to the death, the birth, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ together. And I put it together as a medley. So I recorded, that was my first ever live recording personally. Yeah.
Awesome. Which song was your first original song that you recorded?
So my first original song was Obiaransel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it the one you featured?
Yeah, so I recorded it live initially alone, but I was led to put Boss Joe on it later on, in a later recording that I did in a studio. So later on I got him to put him on. Yeah, so that was my first song. I did it alone, then later I featured the boss Joe Metal on it in 2019. Yeah.
Wow. After that, have you released any other singles prior to the album?
Yeah, so I released Forever. Yes, I released Forever prior to the album. Yeah, I think there was another song. Yeah, it was Obiaransel and Forever.
GDA.
Yes, and I also did GDA. Yeah, GDA. Those 3 songs I recorded and released them before the album. Yeah.
Wow, I love GDA. Seriously, I think I don't know whether I've mentioned it to you, but I love it. But yeah. What was the inspiration behind that song?
So that song was gotten during the COVID time. Yeah, during the COVID, there was a lot of fright. Everybody was scared, and people actually thought that was the end of the world. And just like any other professional, musicians were also locked down, and at that time, that we're also thinking of what to do whilst we are on lockdown. So in that moment, and you see, because of what we do, ministry, people rely on you for a few things. People will call you, Charlie, what's happening and all that, and you have to counsel people, motivate people, inspire people and all that. So in the course of doing that, I was praying to God, that God, why don't you give me a song that will encourage people and then lift the hearts of people? And GDA dropped in my spirit. Yeah, so the song dropped during the COVID time, and I think we recorded it when the COVID was a little bit mild. Yes, so that's it about GDA. It's a song that was gotten in a difficult time for a difficult situation. Yeah.
What are some of the testimonies that you've received from that song?
There has been countless testimonies, and I have a friend who is in the US. She was married for that's a one that one really touches me, because she never told me about it till last year. That's the song took them through a journey of trusting Jesus wholeheartedly, and by so doing, they were able to conceive after 5 years of marriage.
Wow.
After trying everything, they just heard the song and decided to pray and believe God. It heightened their faith, and by that they conceived a baby. So and that's not just it. I mean, countless testimonies, from the song. So it's a song that was birthed straight from the Spirit of the living God, and it came at a time when the Lord actually wanted to do something extraordinary in his people, and also guard the hearts of men in a difficult time such as the COVID time. Yeah.
Then after GDA, then you prepared for your first live recording.
Yeah, album recording.
Wow.
Actually.
Wow.
So so just after GDA, by grace we had a lot of songs though, but after GDA we were moved to record a full album that would be a blessing to the people of God. So we planned, and then we put everything together. We prayed, and the Lord gave us. And surprisingly, there are a lot of songs which were put down to be part of the album, but the Lord gave us new songs to record. So some of the songs we intended even to be on the first album couldn't make the cut because the Lord gave us fresh songs that were put. So some of the songs were even gotten 2 weeks to the production.
Wow.
So
like which of them?
I think one of it was the Most High. That one, whilst we were putting the songs together, then the song just came in, and we loved it.
That's a jam. That's a beautiful.
Yeah. We loved it, so we decided to fix it into it so that one will sit down on the substitution bench.
That's a beautiful song, danceable with the piano, and
we bless Jesus. We bless Jesus.
Beautiful song. So why the name Ovation?
So ovation simply means an enthusiastic way of giving thanks. So when something is enthusiastic, it comes with a different energy. So thanksgiving can be expressed. Someone can do something for you, and you can just say a thank you. But we wanted a different way of expressing our thanksgiving. Even in football, a goal can be scored and everybody can clap or shout goal, but another goal can be scored and everybody in the stadium will just rise up and begin to clap. That's what we mean by ovation, an extraordinary praise. We wanted to give God an extraordinary thanksgiving, an extraordinary praise. So that's how come the ovation came about. Yes.
Wow. And how easy or difficult was it funding that project?
Our industry is capital intensive. As for that one, from recording in the studios to recording live, to videography, to light, to stage, to apparel, to mixing and mastering and all that. It's just a lot of capital that's needed. But if the Lord gives a vision, He also gives the means. If He's the one who has asked you to do it, He'll find a way of bringing help anyhow. So I think that God brought a few men to support what we are doing, and we also had to give from ourselves, because we are the seed, and until we go down and we get rotten, we can't germinate. So everything had to start from us. We needed to bring everything that we had, empty ourselves, so that the Lord will fill it by bringing people to help. So we emptied ourselves, and the Lord brought other men to also support the project as well.
Wow. So so the album, it's a beautiful album. I enjoyed literally all the songs, and but I want to do you have a personal favorite on that album, apart from the ones that you redid, like GDA and Obiara and Seo? The new songs that you added, do you have a personal favorite amongst them? I know that's a difficult question for creatives to answer.
Yeah. You see, every song speaks about something differently, a different situation, or a different aspect of our lives, and every song reveals Jesus in a special or in a specific way. So choosing one song is always difficult, because that is to say that you are kind of picking the side of the glory of the Lord you want in your life, to me. So all the songs speak to a particular need and a particular situation. So depending on the particular situation that I am in, I'll have a specific favorite. So if I'm in need of GDA, at that moment GDA will be my favorite. So it'll be difficult to come out with because all the songs were born out of the Spirit. So it'll be difficult to have a favorite.
Definitely. I think Forever it's a beautiful worship song. I love it. The bridge, I love it. I love it so much. I think I was playing it before you even got here. And then you did some medleys. And then you did some already existing songs. Just for education purposes. Did you have to seek a license or permission from the owners? What process did you go through?
Okay, for the medleys, there are songs we call public domain. So I chose public domain songs. So for public domain songs, you don't actually really need a lot of documentations and all. So you just need to be careful about which song you are choosing, whether it's public domain. You need to make research on how many years does a song have to exist to make it a public domain song. Yes, so we did our research, and then we choose public domain songs so that it doesn't bring us a lot of problems.
Okay. Because I think I had a choral song. A choral song.
Yeah. That's not to say that we are not giving credit to those who wrote those amazing songs. We want to say God bless them and their generational blessings. So yes, there was this it's just a beautiful song, a song that touched my heart. I think I went for a ministration somewhere, and there was a choral choir. They sang it, and I was like, wow, this is just a beautiful Thanksgiving song. and I want to translate it into my contemporary world. And it became a song that I sang almost wherever I went around that period. So I just had to record the song to be a blessing. You know, when you go out to minister, the kind of impact the song has, I realized that no, this is a song I had to share it. I have to share with the world in a different way, moving it from the choral into our contemporary worship style, so it can be a blessing to many people as well.
Okay, wow. Combining ministry and family, how have you been doing that?
All right.
In fact, before you come to that, how did you meet your wife?
How did I meet my wife?
Of Bransima.
I met my wife during administration. You know, she was also in another choir, a non-denominational choir somewhere. So we met. Their choir was ministering, and my choir was also ministering. And afterwards, I felt that she was just incredible on the night. So I just wanted to be friends with her. So we spoke, and indeed, a lot of my choir people realized that this lady carries something. She's just a blessing. So even a lot of my choir people wanted to be friends with her. So, and since I was the lead, I had to go and speak to her and all that. She was a fantastic blessing at that time. So we met at that time, and from there, the choir also felt that we were so good on the night. So I was there one day at church, and she showed up with a letter to invite TMQ, and then for administration. The choir was having a program. So from there we became friends, and the rest is history.
Wow. So how has it been being a married man and being a minister?
Oh, yes. You know, for me, I'm lucky to have a wife who is also in ministry. She also is into the music ministry. So I go with her and I come with her. So I can't say there's a lot of stress or pressure, because she understands, and she's also doing the same thing that I'm doing. I'm blessed, you know, to have her, because she understands. So it doesn't make it so difficult for me, because we come back home so late, you know, because of what we do. You can just go home so very late, go and be in the studio for a while, go and minister somewhere very far and all that. But she understands the nature of the work, so it makes it very, very easy. So you as a man have to know the balance and have to work out the balance, so that you don't make your spouse reach a point where he or she cannot take it no more. So you just also have to do everything in proportion and in wisdom as well.
I like that. I like that. I like that. So, how has being married to her been a blessing to you? Just highlight one or two things.
Oh yes, my wife has been a blessing to me in so many ways that I cannot explain. Like I'm saying, she's a classic lady, and she's very organized, you know. So she puts you in check, and you know, because she's also in ministry, you can get a song and sing it to her, and she'll just tell you, Masa, I don't know, and you know, you know. And that's not to say what she sees is always right, because sometimes she wants to hear the songs with rhythm before she can judge whether it's good or not. So, you know, sometimes she can be wrong, but you know, she keeps you on your toes. She checks your vocals. Hey, you were over shouting here, you were doing that, you know. So is helping me a lot. And because she's also in ministry, it's also keeping my spiritual life in a balance as well. So she's been fantastic. Yeah.
Wow. So how important it is, in your opinion, for a minister, like who will watch you and say, okay, in choosing a life partner, how important it is? Is it for any musician or minister?
For me, I always say that what works for someone might not directly work for you. We need to be led by the Spirit of the Lord. There are so many ways of killing a cat.
True.
The Lord decides. So we need to be prayerful in searching for our spouse, and we need to be led by the Spirit. Because if I tell you that, look at this and that, that's not probably what you will need in a woman. So we need to be prayerful in our quest to look for our spouse. And we ourselves, we need to work on ourselves and be ready. It's not always just about looking for, but we also have to be ready spiritually, mentally, physically, so that we don't always accuse people that they are wrong spouse. Yes.
I like that. So as we wrap up, what is next for Brian Kuffour for 2025?
All right. So the Bible says that the glory of the latter house will be more than the former. So we are looking for bigger things and greater things, for the Lord to use us for greater and mightier things. So we are looking at a bigger and a greater year, a year where we get to know God better in a more intense and intimate way, a year where he gives us mightier songs, deeper songs that will draw men unto him, a year that will give us greater opportunities and open bigger doors unto us. So we are looking for big things in this new year. I think I'm planning the second edition of my concerts as well. So we are looking to God for mighty and greater things ahead in 2025.
Awesome. Fun fact, have you had an opportunity to sing where it didn't go well before?
Oh, yes.
A bad day in ministration or singing?
Oh, yes. As a music minister, there are times, you feel sometimes you even feel in your spirit that the atmosphere is huge. It's too heavy. You're feeling. Sometimes it's difficult to break some atmospheres, for any spiritual man. There are times I've gone off, because probably I couldn't hear the keyboard so well. And there are times you go to a place, they'll tell you our BVs are good, our instrumentalists are splendid and all that. You go there and my goodness, the keyboards have been transposed, the BVs are just something else, and you can't do anything about it. So there are times I've had some very, very bad times, and I remember once I was up for administration, and sometimes you want to give a word before you begin your administration. And just when I began, the pastor was like, "Hey, Master, go straight to the singing and stop, and leave the word to us." It was quite demoralizing. But I mean, these are some of the things we go through, and it shapes our ministry and makes us better people. Yeah.
Wow. So where can we find your songs and your social media handles?
All right. So my debut album, that's the Ovation album, is out on every digital store. iTunes, Boomplay, Spotify, Deezer, wherever. Just the name is Brian Kuffour, and my name is just peculiar on the space. There's no Brian Kuffour. I'm the only Brian Kuffour. So just hop on every social media handle. The name is Brian Kuffour. Follow us, give us a like, subscribe to our YouTube channels, I have amazing music videos, live videos from the album recording there. Hop on them, get spirit filled, and get blessed. Share them, yes, share them, and bless as many people as you can. You can also text me, contact me on Instagram, Facebook. Yes, if you want a pen drive, I have the album on a pen drive, so the album on a go, just contact us and let's fix you. Yeah.
Charlie, thank you so much for coming.
It's an honor.
I'm very grateful for
Glory.
Coming all the way here.
Yeah.
I'm
we
very
thank
grateful.
Jesus. We thank Jesus.
Yeah.
And thank you for the opportunity to be here too. We appreciate you.
Oh, you're
Daniel, the Victor.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome, Charlie. Thank you.
Thank you too, bro.